Hey folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Saurabh Pol. Welcome to Pol Ki Bol. Today I'm going to talk about how to get promoted at work. It took me almost 7 years into my career to get my first promotion. It was a long, long time. I've always felt, यार मेरे में क्या बुराई है, क्या सीन है, क्या चल रहा है, why am I not getting promoted? This is so frustrating, this is so embarrassing. ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है, right? So starting off, I wanted to be very frank that I learned the hard way how to get promoted, right? And in the last 4 years, I have been promoted twice. And also in that period, I have also changed job, So I would say, and in one place, I got promoted within 1.5 years. In another place, I got promoted within 1 year, right? So I believe I have done some decent amount of work, and I also have, finally found out that how to get recognized. See, a promotion in a lot of ways is nothing but recognition. Okay, so usse kya hota hai ki it really gives you that validation that you are on the right track, you're doing well, and we value you as a company and as colleagues and as managers. We value you. That is why a promotion is so important, right? Uh, Please do not get it twisted that a promotion is not important. All that matters is how much money you're earning. Yes, money is important, but promotion also matters because whether within the company or outside the company, people look at your trajectory. They are looking at you and they are like, ये कहाँ था, ये अब क्या कर रहा है, और ये यहाँ से यहाँ पहुंचा कैसे? What was your journey like? So you need to show progress. You need to show consistency from time to time. Just keep that in mind, right? Do not get it twisted. It is extremely important that your career has momentum and an upward trajectory. Okay, nobody likes stagnation, neither you nor the HR, and definitely not the company who's looking at you to hire you. Okay, so please keep that in mind that promotions are important. Okay, like having said that, please understand that you should not be title chasing, which is what I have always maintained. And the main question then becomes that why am I not getting promoted? And many people have this issue in India where they are like कि यार why am I not promoted? मैं यहाँ पे 3-3 साल से बैठा हूँ, मुझे कोई प्रमोशन ही नहीं दे रहा, मैं इतना काम कर रहा हूँ, इतना हार्ड वर्क कर रहा हूँ, यार ये हमेशा रगड़ाते रहते हैं, हर साल बोलते हैं गुड जॉब, और मुझे प्रमोशन ही नहीं मिलता, या ये 4% 5% की हाइक मिलती रहती है, क्या बकवास है, आई एम गोइंग टू क्विट, आई एम गोइंग टू स्विच. अल्टीमेटली सब घूम फिर के वहीं पे आ जाता है इंडिया में, राइट? एंड नॉट जस्ट इंडिया, आउटसाइड ऑल्सो, बट इंडिया में दिस इज समथिंग विच आई हैव एक्सपीरियंस्ड एंड आई हैव सीन पीपल एक्सपीरियंस, राइट? नाउ हैविंग सेड दैट, लेट मी स्टार्ट ऑफ बाय सेइंग दैट योर हार्ड वर्क does matter when you will get promoted, but it is not a guarantee that you will get promoted. Okay, hard work has, one would say, almost nothing to do with your promotion. Okay, uh, it is a bare requirement कि हाँ ये तो चाहिए, इसके बिना क्या होता है, लाइक इसके बिना तो मतलब हम क्या करें, बिना बिना हार्ड वर्क के तो मतलब कुछ एक्सपेक्टेशन, मतलब वो तो है ही, मतलब बेयर मिनिमम. व्हाट डू यू वांट अ सर्टिफिकेट फॉर दैट? Everyone's going to work hard, right, to get promoted. Although there are exceptions, obviously, but I'll get into that later. So just because you think that you have worked hard by your own basic metric, it means that you are eligible for promotion. That's number one. No. Second, even if your managers say कि यार बहुत हार्ड वर्किंग बंदा है, will you get promoted? No. See, here's the thing, right? If hard work determined success, the donkey would own the farm. ठीक है, बिकॉज गधे से ज्यादा तो कोई एफर्ट नहीं मारता, बैल से ज्यादा कोई एफर्ट नहीं मारता, तो आप उनको ही सब कुछ दे दो. You get me? So hard work is not the be all and end all. It is a necessary ingredient. It is the first ingredient, is what I would say, right? The second thing I would highly recommend for people to, when they do that diagnosis, ki why am I not getting promoted and how to get promoted, is ask yourself, what are you working on? Is it really important to the company? Is it really important to your manager? Listen, you don't exist in a context, in a vacuum. You exist within the context of the company, within the context of the industry. आप क्या कर रहे हो, और आप किस पे काम कर रहे हो, ये दोनों मैटर करता है. आप कैसे कर रहे हो तो वो तो they want it to be nice only, but what exactly are you working on really matters. You could be doing wonders in a team or in a department or in a project which nobody gives a shit about, and you're not getting promoted, I promise you. Okay, but if you are doing even a half decent job in a place which everyone is looking at and it is very critical and crucial for the company, to the company, they are definitely looking at you in terms of at least a monetary promotion, if not a tutelar promotion. Okay, so keep that in mind. You have to always ask yourself, hey man, it's not only about the money, it is also about what exactly are you working on. Yeah? That's second. Third is, even if you are working wherever you're working, I keep repeating it in almost all my videos, be visible. आपको आपका एक खुद का ब्रांड बनाना पड़ेगा ऑफिस में. आपको मतलब, एंड दैट डज नॉट मीन ऐसे जाके कुछ स्ट्रैटेजी वगैरह कुछ नहीं. यू जस्ट बी अ नॉर्मल पर्सन and just ensure that everyone knows what you are working on. It shouldn't be like when you're reporting and people are like, oh, ये भी कर रहे थे क्या तुम? I wasn't aware. The people who make the decisions, if they say these things, there is a challenge. They should have known this long back. Ki, oh my god, like Saurabh was working on this project and this is an important project and he's the one leading the charge on this, or at least he's playing a good role or an important role in this project, and okay, we'll keep tabs on it. Everyone loves it if you keep them posted. Okay. And here's the thing, right? If you try to keep them posted and they don't care about it, it means you're not working on the right project, is what I told you. So keep that in mind, right? Third is like visibility banao. People should look at you and be like, okay, this guy is the go-to guy for this XYZ thing. When you do that, when people do that, that is when you succeed. Okay, that is when you have when you stand a chance to succeed. Okay, so please keep that in mind, right? And for you to build visibility, there is another thing that you need to do, which I always repeat in all my videos. Fourth thing is document things. For some reason people just find it very difficult to document things ki हाँ ठीक है bro, every week you should be writing down what you are working on, what you did or you didn't do. हमेशा होना चाहिए. Every couple of weeks, every like 15 days or so, your manager should get like a report, you know, depending on the company. You know, अगर है weekly updates है तो manager को वैसे भी पता चलेगा. But one on one तेरे manager को पता होना चाहिए हर 15 दिन की यार, you know, this guy is actually working on these things. Even if whether they want it or not, send it to them. Be like, hey boss, I actually worked on these things in the last 15 days. I'm sure you are aware of most of them. Just wanted to send it just in case, and these are the important things that I'm working on. That's about it, right? And when that happens, even your manager will either keep ignoring you, which means you're not working on important things, or if the manager looks at it, he or she will be like, हाँ यार, ये इस पे काम कर रहा है. At least mind space, you know, awareness. You have that, you know, that is the whole thing that they're looking at. The fifth thing that I would say, definitely, if you want to get promoted, is that you need to have an honest conversation with your manager at one point of time, or with the HR, or with both for that matter, and be like, okay, I'm here right now. How do I go there? What is there? Is there even a level above this? What does my path, what does my trajectory look like? Because if they don't know the answer, you're not getting promoted. If you're working in an industry which is very well sorted and everyone knows L1 के बाद L2, L2 के बाद team lead के बाद manager, senior manager, so that trajectory at least is set. But you should always make it very upfront. You should make it very clear with your superiors and the stakeholders in your career within the organization कि ये है ना मेरे लिए, मतलब if I do well, if I perform well, I will reach there, right? This is what I'm theoretically I'm supposed to be there, right? वो जब तक आपको क्लैरिटी नहीं आता, you are shooting in the dark. Don't shoot in the dark. Okay? Be judicious with your attempts in life. Okay? That is what I keep telling people. Which takes me to point number 6, right? You need to honestly, you know, this is, everyone says that, but you need to already be working at that level where they expect you to, you know, be. So if you cannot, you बोलते हैं ना, dress for the job you want, not for the job you have. वो वैसे ही होता है, काम आपको उस लेवल का करना पड़ता है, तब जाके आपको प्रमोशन मिलता है. How often have you heard this? Yeah, we promoted this person, it was a no brainer, they were already working on that level for the longest time. So I mean, I've done this in my career where I've gone up to managers, been like, okay, now we know what is the next level is. What do you want me to do to reach that level? And then I was lucky enough that my manager told me कि ये कर, ऐसा कर, तू अभी ये सही कर रहा है, 5 में से 3 चीजें सही कर रहा है, ये 2 चीजें थोड़ा तेरा अटक रहा है, वो तू 2 चीजें करेगा ना, then we can probably consider. Fair enough, thank you. You know, like अभी मेरे को मालूम है कि, you know, कि these 2 things if I focus on it, then I stand a good chance to get promoted. Correct? So आपको, or at least get a good rating, right? Because promotion is always a little थोड़ा सा ऊपर के लेवल पे होता है. So because वो थोड़ा सा डगमगा जाते हैं ना लोग कि अरे if we promote this person then what will the others think? वो भी होता है, but a hike is anyway confidential, or at least is supposed to be. So people, so organizations are happy to give you a hike, but when it comes to promotions, they are like अपना org structure थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे नहीं होना चाहिए, थोड़ा political नहीं होना चाहिए. I know people who have lost promotions because the manager is like, I want to promote him, the manager's manager is like, I want to promote him or her, and then the HR has come and say, sorry, we can't do that. According to the policy, the individual should have spent at least 24 months in the current role before they are being promoted. That is the policy. You cannot go against the policy. In big organizations, this is quite common. In small startups and all, it's much more fluid, and they anyway need to retain people, right? So they have fewer levers that they can pull, right? So they are like, okay, whatever levers we can pull, we are going to pull them hard, and we are going to pull them often. So that is why they keep promoting people in small organizations quite a bit, right? So there's that. By the way, I mentioned something in giving this example. Boss's boss. Very people, when you're driving, right? A colleague of mine, I was in the car with her. She was a crazy driver, man, in both good ways and bad. She was such a skillful driver, but वो ऐसा कुछ भी रांडी चलाने की मेरा हमेशा डर लगने का. ऐसे मत चला भाई. And but she was an excellent driver, and she taught me one thing. She was like, Paul, आगे का गाड़ी नहीं देखने का, आगे का गाड़ी देखने का. क्या कैसे दिखेगा? बोलता है दिख जाता है उसमें से. Always keep an eye what the car in front of the car in front of you is doing, and then you will be better able to gauge what you need to do. कि तेरे को दबाने का है, तेरे को ब्रेक मारने का है, तेरे को राइट लेने का है, तेरे को लेफ्ट लेने का है. Because if you are just relying on the car in front of you, then you are blindsided and you are always at the edge, on the edge, right? So similarly in office, you have to keep an eye out on the manager's manager. Never break ranks. Don't jump over your manager's head. I have done that. I have suffered. I was stupid. I was young. सीख लो मुझसे कि ensure that you are close to your manager's manager, or at least they're aware of what you are up to and they have a good impression of you. Because who do you think your manager is gonna go and talk to about your promotion? वो अपने बीवी से बात नहीं करेगा, वो अपने वाइफ स्पाउस से बात नहीं करेगी. Like they're not going to do that, right? If they do, they'll be like, okay, but that won't matter, right? What they are going to definitely talk to, who they are definitely going to talk to, is their manager above them. And whoever that person is holds a big deal. They hold a lot of power and influence in deciding how your career grows. So keep that in mind, please. Okay, is what I will definitely say is, as much as possible, be visible, and your visibility should not just be around your peers. It should be with your manager as well as your manager's manager. Okay, people in the organization should know who you are, and that includes all your stakeholders. Okay, people should really know what you're about, what you're doing, and what you're not doing. Okay, you should make a good impression. Tab jaake wo promotion hota hai. And these are like obviously the best practices, no doubt about it. But your manager's manager is an important individual, so please keep that in mind. That is something that I will always recommend. Build relationships with decision makers, right? And that is something which I will definitely say. Now, in a very simple way, I will define that one simple thing that you need to do is you need to make your manager look good. Okay, ask yourself, am I making my manager look good in front of everyone else? जब तक तू वो नहीं करेगा या करेगी, you are going to not impress anyone. Okay, the first person to impress is always your manager. So you have to be like, कि, am I making my manager look good in front of everyone? कि अरे यार आपके लड़के ने सही किया. हाँ वो तो है, हमारी टीम थोड़ी अच्छी है ही. And they'll be like, you're managing him well. Good. Paul is doing a good job. I'm giving examples. मैं ऐसा नहीं बोल रहा ऐसा हुआ है. I'm just saying I'm giving you मतलब ऐसा हुआ है. But that was like whatever. The point is key. You have to make your manager look good, bro. You have to make your manager look good. People should be looking at your manager and be like, and your manager should feel key. You know what? Because of this guy, I'm looking good. The team is looking good. So unless that happens, tough chance of getting promoted. That's for sure. And आपका आना भी चाहिए कि इसने किया, वो किसी और ने क्रेडिट खा लिया तो थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है. Okay, there are obviously that is a challenge. So it is your job to put yourself in front of others, right? And I often hear people say, "Oh, I'm an introvert." तो जाना घर पे बैठना भाई. Nobody asked for you. Being an introvert is not a crutch that you can rely on. Sorry, that's your own challenge. I'm not saying being an introvert is a bad thing. I'm saying, but don't use it as a crutch. It's embarrassing. Okay. Please don't use that as a crutch. As simple as that. As simple as that. Okay. The eighth or ninth thing I will say is that you need to volunteer. You need to take initiative, especially for things which are high visibility and high importance. I know I'm talking like an MBA, but this is common sense. As long as you're at the forefront of extremely important things, only then will you be considered for a promotion. और इट विल बी लाइक द रन ऑफ द मिल थिंग कि हाँ भाई ये आदमी ने 3.5 साल गुजारे इस रोल में, करो प्रमोट इसको, दे दो एक बख्शीश, दे दो यार, दे दो पार्कर पेन दे दो इसको. आई एम जस्ट सेइंग राइट, यू नीड टू बी समवन हु समवन लुक्स एट एंड सेज इनिशिएटिव लेता है. ही इज डूइंग थिंग्स व्हिच आर आउट ऑफ हिज जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन. ये बंदा ऊपर के लेवल पे ऑलरेडी काम कर रहा है, एज आई सेड. So you need to volunteer, folks. You need to volunteer. You need to be at a skill level which is one level above yours. You need to empower people around you. You need to make your manager look good. You need to ensure that your manager's manager is also looking at you favorably and are aware about you. So that is something which is extremely important, right? So keep that in mind. And a lot of companies, I've seen this. They love it when people embody their culture, whether it's bad or good, doesn't matter. They love it. यार ये तो पक्का अपना आदमी है, यही है. You know, companies also think like gangs, right? कि अपना बीडू है, ये वही करता है जो अपन करते हैं. So things like that. This is the way we do it. So that's the whole thing, right? So companies, you get extra points for that also. कि यार ये अपने जैसे काम कर रहा है, मजा आ रहा है, ये अपना ही आदमी है. So human beings always reward people in their own tribe, right? And that goes back to that psychological level. So there is that. And last but not the least, I'll definitely say the reason you're not getting promoted, it could be simply that you're just stuck at a place which does not value you. Maybe it is a place which is completely based on nepotism, completely based on irrational bias, or just straight up naked bias. कि हमको यही चाहिए, मतलब हमको आप चाहिए नहीं. And if you're repeatedly being passed over, it's a matter of self-respect after a point of time. Ki I think you should make a move. You know, for the sake of your own career, you should make a move. Unless, of course, you have other factors to consider, like personal life and some other things are going on, stability and all. That's fine. Those are there are exceptions to every rule. But maybe sometimes it also happens. Companies are like, hey, इसको 3-4 साल हो गए प्रमोट नहीं है, यहीं पे बैठा है. Yeah, he has no other options. भाड़ में गया, इसको काहे को. If he doesn't respect himself, why should we respect him? Forget, celebrate and promote him. Keep that in mind. So folks, just always ensure that if you want a promotion, last but not the least, actually ask for it. Be shameless. Please be shameless. I don't understand people. Oh, like one of the questions I got in the comment section recently was like, can we ask for a hike in the same company? Can we ask for a hike, even without having another job in hand? Yes, you can. And they have every right to tell you to get lost. Or they usually they don't do that. They're like, okay, beta, why do you think you want a hike now? And they ask you for reasons and they'll politely tell you, nahi hoga yaar, ab wait karo aap thoda, but we have noted your points. Thank you, bye. Right? Or if you have a very strong case ki, hey, the way I'm contributing and I was hired at a lower level, or hey, I'm a manager, the person under me is earning more than me. This is ridiculous. Like, you can't do this. You need to match my salary. So even without the appraisal cycle, you will be eligible for, rate rationalization is what they call compensation rationalization. So fancy English words, but yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you, right? Like, you need to be upfront to your manager, with your manager, and be like, hey man, I think I need to be promoted. I want to be promoted. And this is why I think I should be promoted. Cut. They can agree, they can disagree, but be out there, put yourself out there. Because if you don't back yourself, how do you expect anyone else to back you? But when you do that, don't be obnoxious कि अपने को ही चाहिए promotion, सुन लिया क्या भाई. नहीं, you have to be sophisticated about it. Be confident without coming off as arrogant. I know it's tough and a bit ironic coming from me, but I've improved over the years, so can you. So back yourself, believe in yourself, and I'm sure you'll get promoted, right? Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. This was Pol Ke Bol. Thank you. See ya.